I sleep when you can play Dom Team Death, the free-for-all, CTF and Sabotage. Man, I play them all from search up to headquarters, down the list of demolition. Objectively speaking, to win is my only mission. If I sin, it's not by omission of honor.
Hey guys, what's up? Hardcore Gamer for Life here, and I'm bringing you a new gameplay commentary. This one's going to be a quick com on a free-for-all I played the other night on Call of Duty 4 using the AK74-u silence with the gold Desert Eagle backup. I got Bandolier, Stopping Power, and Dead Silence as my perk setup, and I believe I'm using flashes and frags for my special grenades and my explosive lethal grenades. And that's right, yeah, claymores were a perk back then, weren't they? Isn't that crazy? COD's come a long way since these days, but at the same time, it is still just a blast to pop in this game, assuming you get lobbies that are unhacked, which in this case I was lucky enough to do so. And actually playing in free-for-all, I found that a majority of the lobbies are not hacked. I mean, you'll get into ones here and there for sure that are. But free-for-all seems to be largely free of the hacked lobbies that really pervade the team deathmatch scene, which is kind of nice. You can actually get in some nice matchups where people aren't playing God mode or flying through the air, doing whatever they do. And it's actually pretty cool. So, anyways, guys, 74U with the silencer. Now, silencers made every gun whisper quiet in Call of Duty 4, if you'll notice. They are really, really quiet. In Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, they upped the sound level of silenced weapons a bit, particularly in Modern Warfare 3, if you'll notice, like an ACR silenced. Yeah, you don't pop up on the minimap, but at the same time, it leaves a pretty big sound signature. If someone's firing that near me, I can easily hear in my headset pretty much right where they are. So in this game, they really didn't penalize you that way for using silencers. It was very difficult to find out if someone had a silenced weapon where they were shooting you from sometimes. And, particularly in hardcore mode where there's no kill cams. But in any case, I don't think anyone on the map has any difficulty trying to find where I'm shooting them from at this point. And I'm sure many of you guys have, if you played some COD 4 or even played this map on Modern Warfare 2, have spent some time in this little blue room laying down your kill streak, if you will. Doing a little camping, but, honestly, I don't have a problem in the world with camping. Call it tactical waiting, if you will. Call it patrolling an area. But the simple fact of the matter is, particularly in free-for-all, it's a very effective strategy. I'm not 100% for it in games like Dom, where, you want to go after the objective in some way, shape, or form. If you can't camp and absolutely dominate the other team on kills, you're really not helping the objective at all. If you're just camping and going 14 and 5 or something like that. If you can camp and get a 54 and 2, then that's one thing. Even if you're not capping a flag, in my opinion, you're still helping the objective. For the simple fact you're killing people so much that you're keeping them off of it. But regardless of all that, that's why I like free-for-all. I don't have to feel guilty about camping. I don't have to feel guilty about playing the spawns, about playing a corner of the map, as you'll see me do pretty well in this round. And in all honesty, guys, to me it just breaks it down to the most simple mano-a-mano, gunfight to gunfight. Generally, you're not facing off against groups of 4 enemies or anything like that, 3 or 4 enemies, or even more, as you would in many 6v6 variants, or even in larger mode like Ground War. Generally speaking, in a free-for-all situation, the largest number of enemies you're going to have to face off with at once is usually around 2. So that kind of makes things easier there. But, I really like the AK74-u. When they first brought it out in Call of Duty 4, this game, Modern Warfare 1, I really loved it from the get-go. It was always been one of my favorite SMGs. I was kind of disappointed to not see it make its comeback in Modern Warfare 2. Obviously it wasn't going to make its comeback in World at War since that was a World War II game, and I don't believe it had been invented at that time yet. But in any case, it didn't come back in Modern Warfare 3 either. It was in Black Ops. Treyarch picked it up. But unfortunately, even though it is playable in the campaign in Modern Warfare 3, it is not playable in online multiplayer now. I have a small conjecture to make on this. And I honestly don't really think it's going to happen, but I think it would be freaking awesome if it did. Now, they still have some of those downloadable content patches classified, and they have said that they're going to be doing things with downloadable content that they've never done before. So does that mean that they're possibly going to give us a new playable weapon? And also, how would that work in-game with people who didn't have the DLC? I would think kind of if they gave us a new playable weapon, they would basically have to give it to everybody or make the coding so that the weapon didn't show up as that weapon if someone who didn't have the DLC grabbed it. And that seems a little complicated of an approach to me. I'm not a programmer, so I don't really know. But that seems like a little bit of a complicated approach in my opinion. Like I said, I'm not an expert on these things. I could be wrong there. It seems to me the easiest thing to do if they were going to put a DLC gun out would be to simply have it already in the game and just basically unlock it for everyone. Kind of like a piece of free DLC, because like they're giving the elite basic membership to everyone for free. You just have to pay to get the premium. So through that, basically, if you're hooked up online, they could make it a patch, basically part of a downloadable patch that people would get, and they would get this gun. Now, as I said, I don't think this is going to happen. So guys, don't get your hopes up or anything. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm definitely not going to hold my breath. But they did say they were launching new types of downloadable content that we hadn't seen before. And I don't think anything we've seen so far really falls into that category. I don't know. I mean, I guess we didn't really get Spec Ops missions in Modern Warfare 2. So, I mean, they could be referring to that. But it almost seems like they were kind of referring to something that's a little bit different than completely different than what we've seen before. So, this has been a trip down COD 4 memory lane, 25-3 free-for-all with the AK74-u silence. As always, guys, this has been Hardcore Gamer for Life. Have a great day.
Keep it on the dial where you know that it's hot, cause you know that on my channel I upload a lot of videos of all different types of varieties, gameplays, mini tashes, live comms, even some comedy bits. Ain't no playlist titled greatest hits, not yet, but you can